Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 29th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Last night at about 6:30, a 12-year-old girl went missing off of the beach at Sandy Point State Park. The Maryland Natural Resources Police responded and were continuing a search much later in the evening than they normally would, utilizing side-scan sonar in the search. As of 10 o'clock last night and just a few moments ago, there had not been any further updates as to whether she had been found or not. Khalil Ahmad, 51, of Hanover, is facing federal and state charges in an indictment that he plotted to kill his wife, falsely implicate her as a terrorist, and burn down his Hanover restaurant. And if that's not a complicated plot, I don't know what is, but investigators say they have audio and video recordings of Ahmad speaking about the plots with an informant, while the FBI and the police were monitoring it. He gave the informant $5,000 in currency over 2 separate meetings as a down payment to have his wife set up to look like a terrorist. The indictment details a scheme to burn down Ala Raqqa, a Pakistani restaurant in Hanover that he owned, and it came out that he was facing severe financial pressures from banks, business partners, and customers as well. Prosecutors say that he wanted to set his wife up to make her look like a terrorist after burning down his restaurant. Now, you may remember Ahmad because he made some headlines a bit before. He was the guy that opened the very first Steak and Shake in Maryland, and that was in Millersville. Had dignitaries from Pakistan and all around the state when it opened up. The business struggled, and actually he created quite a controversy when on Veterans Day he refused to serve a veteran breakfast, which was advertised in a national promotion. That complaint went viral, and ultimately he said that the employee was not aware of the promotion, but it did cost him an awful lot of business. Apparently, he discussed how to burn down the restaurant with the informant, showing him exactly where the water heater and gas lines were in the kitchen, and he had planned to place a ballistic vest, firearm, bottles of alcohol, and extremist jihad writings with his wife without her knowledge. I'm not sure how he was going to hatch that whole plot, and it is unsure whether he is still in custody or not at this point. As with any standardized test in the state of Maryland, or actually anywhere in the country, the PARCC results are back. And PARCC, as you'll remember, is the Partnership for Assessment for Readiness for College and Careers tests, which replaced the Maryland MSA test in 2015. 38% of Anne Arundel County's 3rd through 8th graders passed the math test, which is up 1% from last year, so that's good news. And about 47% passed the English test, which is down 1% from last year. So we can call that a wash on the elementary level. Overall in the state, elementary and middle school students placed 8th in English and 11th in math, so there is some room to work there as well. There was some good news in the Algebra 1 test, which is administered to the high school level. Those passing jumped more than 5 percentage points, while state levels dropped about 5 percentage points. Now, students are required to pass that Algebra 1 test to graduate from high school. That is a graduate requirement. And in a statement that was sent out by Anne Arundel County School Superintendent George Arlotto, he said that math scores provide evidence that our intentional focus on math is paying dividends. The results of the work we are doing are setting more students up to be successful in high school math and beyond. The PARCC tests are given in elementary school each year to students in 3rd through 8th grades and once in high school. The elementary and middle school tests cover English and language arts and math, while the high school students are tested in Algebra 1 and 10th grade English. As George Young will tell you in a few minutes, today is scheduled to be one of the hottest days of the summer, and it's also scheduled to be the day that the city closes the Truxtun Park Pool. Not closed for the season, perhaps, but they are closing it for emergency repairs. The aluminum bottom has been leaking an estimated 14,000 gallons a day. The Public Works Department has decided that it is time to close the pool, hopefully getting it reopened by the holiday weekend, according to city officials. And if you feel like biking around in 90-degree weather, Weather. You can join Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley and Anne Arundel County Executive Steve Shute a little bit later this morning as they kick off the Pace Annapolis Bike Share program. We mentioned earlier this week that the bike share racks and the bikes have been in place for a little bit, and it is all going to go online tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Now, the program is a partnership between Coca-Cola Consolidated, the City of Annapolis, and Anne Arundel County, along with Pace Annapolis, which is providing the bikes. The partnership brings new dockless mobility, offering residents and visitors a way to get around town. It's affordable. It's worked through an app. Costs $1 for 30 minutes. And there will be bike stations scattered around the city, but you don't need to use them. You can use any locking bike rack, or you can just actually lock them up and leave them wherever you may be. This is one of the few initiatives that the mayor has for biking in Annapolis. And the next big one, you might want to mark this down, is Sunday, September 16th, when they are going to unveil a bike lane on Main Street in Annapolis, and that will come at the cost of parking on one side of Main Street, from what I understand. But that's going to happen at 8 a.m. on Sunday, the 16th of September. That is about it for the top news today. Please be sure you're checking back on eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we do update that throughout the day. And hopefully we'll have some more information on the missing 12-year-old from Sandy Point State Park. Of course, you want to hang tight, because George Young from DMV Weather has your hot weather forecast that's coming up in just a minute. Save the date, September 29th and 30th, to see Richard Karn, yes, Al Borland, from the hit television show Home Improvement at the Annapolis Home Expo.
I don't think so, Tim.
No, it's true. Richard Karn will be at the Annapolis Home Expo, and while Richard will tell you about what not to do with the home improvement, there will be dozens and dozens of real home improvement contractors to tell you exactly what you should do. Bring in an antique for a free appraisal. Listen to the many workshops to help you make your home into the dream home you always wanted. Thinking about selling or buying? Northrop Realty and Craig Northrop will be on hand to offer tips for staging your home and how to negotiate the waters of one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. It all starts on September 29th at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 5. Tickets are only $5 at the door, but get this, if you're named Al, or anything close, or wear flannel, you're in for free. Remember the Annapolis Home Show, September 29th and 30th.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, August 29th. Today will be day 3 of what will likely end up as a 4-day heat wave for the Annapolis area. Expect high temps to again climb into the 90 to 95 degree range as humidity causes heat indices to reach 95 to 105 degrees. More 90s tomorrow, but PM storms will be in the mix as a cold front approaches from the west-northwest, which will bring relief not only in the form of rain, but also cooler temps behind the front in the low to mid-80s on Friday and Saturday, though there is a likelihood of some showers and storms both days. So plan now for the final weekend of summer vacation and pool season for most to be one of a little bit of everything, including sun, clouds, and some scattered showers and storms. Okay, that's it for today. Make it a great day, and be sure to follow DMV Weather anywhere all the time at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook, or especially on our free app that you can download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store on all of your devices by searching for DC MD Weather, so you can always stay weather informed. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Join us this fall as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health in Maryland. Proceeds to benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register for an Out of the Darkness community walk today at outofthedarkness.org.
September 29th, the inaugural Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, music, food, and arts festival, presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines, dance the afternoon away to the sounds of Saved by Zero and the Groove Spot Band. Watch the plein air painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. twistandstout.org. September 29th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.